grew up on a farm, so I drove a lot of big equipment as a kid and growing up and through high school. And then you start here at Crete and you talk to the drivers and that's what they do and what they experience. And so I think there's always been a part of me that thought, man, if I could ever get a CDL and get that experience, I'd love to do that. I've always really appreciated a trainer's willingness to share their home, because really, for those 3 or 4 weeks straight that a driver's out on the road, that really is their home. So appreciate that the trainer's willing to share his space with me for a week.
The very first trainee I had here is now a trainer here, which makes me feel good. I was like, I did something right. You understand how they turn and stuff like that from being on the farm. It hasn't changed any, it's just a little bigger. It's going to be pretty much the same. They asked me to keep it like it would be the first week of him being a student, okay?
I guess I hope for a deeper appreciation for what they go through. I've talked to enough drivers over the last decade and a half to know that, there's parking challenges and traffic challenges and weather challenges, and by no means do I expect to be in all of those situations, but just that appreciation for the people net device and what it takes to manage your hours and find parking at truck stops and a place to shower and a place to eat, and just to get to experience that, I think will just be a great opportunity for me.
Oh, I would say for both of us to do our job better, because it's going to give me a better understanding what he goes through too, as well as what we go through. I've had other people tell me I was nuts for doing it. Like, why would you do it? I was like, I'm excited to do it. It's something different. I mean, it's nice to see somebody in the company that's willing to do it.
So I think if we'd have got here 15 minutes later, I don't think we'd have found ourselves a parking spot. First day, definitely got lucky. We didn't get the ice storm and the freezing rain. We got ahead of that, but we did run through rain almost the entire day. So that was a good first experience. Got to go out and experience some of the weather issues. Tension-wise, not bad during the day. It was mostly light rain, but as night fell and visibility got a little bit more challenging and rain got a little heavier from St. Louis as we went south from there, started to feel a little tension in the shoulders, and so it made for a little bit longer day. But Mark was a great resource today. A lot of good tips. So we're at our third Love's truck stop on day one. Figured out why Mark stopped at this one. Apparently there's a Bojangles here. We walked into the first Love's this morning for just a quick bathroom break, and Mark walked right through the store, right to the bathrooms. He says, hey, once you've seen one of them, you've seen them all. So I realized when we stopped at the second one to get some fuel, he's right. If you've stopped at one Love's, you've seen them all. Some days you're just blessed with the right lane. Yeah. Anybody that's wondering why we're in Lenoir City, we got here about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and something that every driver deals with at some point. Our delivery appointment isn't until tomorrow afternoon at 3. So figure since we drove all the miles off the load, we probably should be responsible for delivering it instead of leaving it for someone else. So Mark and I are going to get up first thing in the morning and drive over to the customer and see if we can sweet talk him into an early delivery tomorrow morning. Pickup number?
If they want that one, or we go down here all the way. And there it is again in the comments.
Well, good morning. So we're at our receiver here in Lenoir City. So everybody needs that first experience putting a trailer in a dock. So, here was mine this morning. That's our truck in the dock, and as you can see, we had 4 empty dock doors on one side, and actually when we got here, the CRST truck wasn't here either. So I wouldn't exactly say it was a tight turn to get docked but hey, it's a great first experience. So appreciate the ease of this one, and we'll see how the rest go. Mark's not sharing my enthusiasm for this, but we had frozen trailer tires and we were on ice, so we got stuck. We couldn't even get out. So we had to unhook the trailer. We had to
Put our chains on.
chain up. I called road call service. They had a tow company out on the way, but before they got here, we finally got them all to release, and now we're gonna take our chains off and get the heck out of here. Well, good morning. Bright and early on Monday morning, we're at the gate waiting for Menards to open this morning, and so they are in the process of getting us unloaded here at 6 a.m. in Rolla, Missouri, Monday morning. And backed into the door, they had 4 people standing there waiting to unload us, so should be a quick unload. Driving experience, you know, the trucks today are just amazing. The adaptive cruise control, the lane departure warnings, the ease of the automatic transmission relative to what we used in school.
The driving aspects was great from day one because he paid attention.
We had some really good conversations. You know, he was asking me about, you know, certain customers and business we used to do and why we don't do it. I hope Mark feels like he learned a few things. I certainly learned a few things from Mark.
I've learned it's a lot harder for the load planners to plan everything to get everybody in the right order to get to the right area, how much more difficult that is than we all think it is.
I don't know if you get the same experience if you were just riding in a truck, though. I really think you need the responsibility of, you know, having to do the calls, having to get the load picked up, delivered on time, and all of that stuff. So I'm glad I went out and got the CDL and could actually go drive and feel like I contributed to the work instead of just sat there and observed it.
The last week went surprisingly great. There was not much teaching involved. He came fully broken in pretty much. He had a really good idea what he was going to do.
I wasn't out there long enough to get that, you know, full experience of what's it like to do this week after week after week, but certainly, you know, it's a lot of work to do this day in and day out. I can't pretend to have, you know, that same experience that the drivers have in having to deal with the home life and the driving piece, just being out there 6 days, but I can only imagine how challenging that can be at times.
Student-wise, of all of them I've had over the last 7 or 8 years, he'd be in the top 3.
I don't think I could ask for a better first week experience,
Okay.
so I really appreciate your time.
Hey, no problem.
Glad you're willing to go out with me and spend the week.